Welcome to Love Your Story podcast. In the 5-part series entitled Why Story, we're going to start with one of the most important stories you need to tell. Hello, my name is Linda Olson. I believe everyone has the ability to impact others with their story. Story's been around for thousands of years. But how do you define story? The best definition I found was through the Webster Dictionary. It says story is an experience that we share with one another. It's really that simple. Why is story important? There are many reasons story is important, but let me refer to 4 significant ones. Story is the number one way to connect with someone. Without connections, there is no business. 2, story is the number one way to impact others. One experience can turn your life around. 3, story is the number one way to transform lives. Before we can help transform others' lives, we must be willing to go through a personal transformation. And 4, story is the number one way to experience each other. In our everyday conversations, we relay stories continually. We took a brief look at what story is and why story. Now I want to look at the why to your story. Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur? Why are you doing what you are doing? There's a business principle that says people buy into you before they buy into your product. Next to your salvation story, your why story, which is your brand story, is the most important story you need to tell. Why? Because it tells others why you do what you do. It shares your purpose in a simple, concise way. Many entrepreneurs spend thousands of dollars to get the right logo, the right color, the right font to distinguish their brand. However, what they often miss is the most important element, their brand story. Why is the brand story so important? Because it grabs the heart. You may not ever have written your brand story and don't know where to start. If that's the case, write down 3 statements that reflect the conflict you were dealing with prior to stepping into entrepreneurship. They can be short and simple, but they must connect or relate to one another. In this 5-part series, we're going to take a close look at a man by the name of Jabez. Although there are only 2 verses in the entire Bible about Jabez, we can learn volumes from his story. He demonstrated the power of story through a clear why. Having a clear and confident why story is all part of loving your story.